Hi, I am the Brick Perfectionist. Today I will be reviewing and comparing both versions of the LEGO Indiana Jones Lost Tomb sets. First we have 7621, the Lost Tomb, with 277 pieces. Unfortunately, I am missing a handful of the stickers. But for now, I'm going to pretend that the set is completed. This was actually a set that my brother had purchased back in 2008. It was roughly a decade ago that I had either traded or bought this off of him. Back in 2008, we did not own a wide variety of gold pieces. My brother was happy to add more to his collection from the pieces that make up the Ark. I have always liked the Anubis statues from this scene in the movie. I think LEGO did a great job with the parts available from back then. And now that we're wrapping up the speed build, let's move on to the minifigures. First and foremost, we have Indiana Jones. He is wearing his iconic leather jacket, as well as a secondary belt with a holster. His satchel, whip, and hat were new pieces back in 2008. Next we have Marion Ravenwood, who comes with a shocked secondary face expression, and she is wearing the white dress that Belloc gifted to her. The hairpiece that she uses was released in 2007. Finally, we have a skeleton that is meant to represent a mummy from the tomb. The skull print for this minifigure was used between 2002 and 2009. As for the completed build, Indiana Jones is here to retrieve the lost Ark. With the help of his friend Sala, who was not included in this set, they were able to get the Ark back to the surface. Belloc and his soldiers intervened, leaving Marion and Indy trapped in the tomb. Indiana climbs up one of the Anubis statues in order to break through the back wall, where he notices that snakes are falling through. In order to keep the snakes back, Indiana lights 2 torches for each of them. After the statue has already crashed through the wall, Marion climbs up the debris and finds a room full of mummies. The chain here is meant for the skeleton to swing forward once the wall is broken down. Resetting the statues are not terribly difficult. One of the final details built into the set is the blue gem up above. It does not have anything to do with the scene from the movie, but it does add a nice touch. Most of the other detail would be on the stickers that were included. I do not have the R2-D2 and C3PO sticker that is meant to go above here. I am also missing the 3 larger stickers that are meant to be placed on the 1x6x5 bricks. The sticker that is also meant for the 1x2x5 is missing on one side, but I do have the other. I am very glad that I have all 4 stickers to both statues as well. Putting everything back together is quite easy. I do miss how simple a lot of the older LEGO sets were. In order to add more detail to my sets while still keeping the simplicity, I wanted to create a background or a backdrop for each of them. Normally I would only design one backdrop, but I did want to create 2 walls to the tomb. Believe it or not, I actually did study hieroglyphs in order to draw this. It's quite interesting to me that 7621 has legitimate hieroglyphs and 77013 does not. I wanted my drawing to have a mixture of both. That way I can still include some secret messages while tying it into the updated set. Speaking of sets, the Lost Tomb was actually built for the movie and filled with 7,000 live snakes. After completing the outline of my drawing, I have reached the most difficult part. I had to match the Lego tan color with multiple Copic markers, starting with yellow. I did test blending a few of the colors together beforehand, but I was still worried how it would turn out. One day I am going to find the right tan Copic marker to make things easier for myself. I have a feeling I'm going to be creating a lot of tan backdrops for Harry Potter sets. Moving along to the next speed build, we have 77013 Escape from the Lost Tomb with 600 pieces. Inside the box, we have an 8x16 and a 16x16 base plate, one sheet of 19 stickers, one larger size instruction booklet, and 4 numbered bags. It's not very often that you run into a Lego set with an even amount of pieces. At $40, 77013 may be one of the best price to part ratios I have ever seen. Even after tax, the average price is 7 cents per piece. Generally, the only other types of sets that would surpass that ratio are the dots packs and the mosaic artworks. Because the Escape from the Lost Tomb does not have hundreds of tiles, that impresses me more. I have not yet mentioned that the name of the Lost Tomb is the Well of Souls. I believe that LEGO avoided this title due to some of their policies against specific topics. The entire theme of Indiana Jones is on the borderline of being against LEGO's policies. With that being said, I am thrilled we are receiving new Indiana Jones LEGO sets. I understand why the Temple of Doom was not released along with the first 3 sets. At this point, I think the LEGO company is testing their audience reaction before they make any other decisions. I never had the first version of the Temple of Doom, but I would really like to have the new one. So far, I have yet to meet anyone who disagrees with me. If you do not think the Temple of Doom should be released, please let me know why in the comments. I would also like to thank everyone who commented on my last video. All of you had very nice compliments, and that meant a lot to me for starting out my channel. As life has become busier for me, I have created less and less artwork over time. I am very excited to be creating more artwork as my videos continue. In 2 weeks, I will be posting my 3rd video, reviewing and comparing sets 7620 and 77012. I did not own 7198, so I unfortunately will not be able to compare that. Either way, my next video will be featuring my own version of 7620. I do not think that LEGO will be updating that set in particular, so I wanted to take that upon myself. Now that the set has been completed, I am moving on to building the minifigures. I would normally not do this while building the set, but this was for continuity purposes. First, we have Indiana Jones with his common accessories, as well as leather gloves. He has a secondary face print with a smile, and his other face print has a puzzled expression. He is also wearing his iconic leather jacket, which has some nice detailing on the back print. The original figures did not have this. Next we have Marion Ravenwood, who comes with a torch. She has a frightened secondary face print and dual molded legs to show where her white dress is torn. The hairpiece used here was released in 2010. Now we have our first minifigure of Sala. He is unable to have a secondary face print. He does not come with any accessories, but I am still very glad to have Sala as a minifigure. There is also some small detailing on his back print. Finally, we have one of the mummies from behind the tomb wall. I think this minifigure depicts what was shown in the scene a lot better than the skeleton from the first set. Now we have reached the overview for 77013. The biggest changes from the original set are that the snakes are now clipped to the ground. Sala is now included as part of the Ark retrieval. The size of the Anubis statues are much more accurate. There is now a golden arch in front of the Ark, which has stickers now on the sides. The statues also have gold headdresses and kilts. In the movie, Indiana Jones climbs up one of the Anubis statues and uses it to crash through the back wall. Shortly after, Marion climbs over the debris and finds a spooky room behind the wall. She was not expecting to find mummies waiting for her, and was quickly overwhelmed until being saved by Indy. There is a lever to slide a snake through the wall, and resetting all of the components is a lot easier than before. Taking a closer look at some of the details, here are the new hieroglyph stickers. There are some Bionicle Easter eggs, as well as the original R2-D2 and C-3PO. There are also 2 gold coffins at the back wall. Here are the builds for both of my backdrops. I wanted to display these with the set in order to make the room feel more enclosed. The parts that I use to hold my drawings are finally updated. I wanted to hold the top of each drawing to try and keep them more level. There is a snake poking out of the wall to tie things along with the actual set, along with some other cracks and different Lego pieces. I wanted to include a version of myself in the hieroglyphs. I did my best to match my backdrops with everything else. If you have any recommendations for sets that I should review in the future, please let me know in the comments. I think the most appropriate theme would be Star Wars, given the fact that Harrison Ford is Han Solo. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.